This is the news. Joe Biden decided to withhold 2,000-pound bombs from Israel because they don't belong in overpopulated areas. That's the news. Here's some more news. Hamas is gathering in the north, leaders and fighters in the north, away from Rafah. Joe Biden says, I'm not going to give you the 2,000-pound bombs to bomb Rafah, a heavily populated area. Joe Biden then says, I will give you light ground ammunition and transportation, armored, to go fight Hamas. I don't think they need any of our weapons or any of our money. But how I presented it to you is the facts. Would you like to hear how Anna presented it? I'm sure you do.
Is reporting that the Biden administration plans to move forward with a $1 billion deal with Israel to send them more weapons. This comes after the Biden administration claimed that they were going to halt weapon shipments to Israel over Israel's planned ground invasion into Rafah, especially because Israel hasn't shown them any type of plan to protect or guard civilian lives in Rafah. It's got a country that had a surplus in 2022. Why are we paying for their weapons?
Great
question.
Why are we
paying for their weapons?
Great
they
question.
can't afford their own weapons?
Perfect question.
Why are we funding their weapons? I want to know. Great question. An aid package approved last month includes about $26 billion in funding for Israel, including $5.2 billion in spending on air defenses, $1 billion for the production of artillery, and billions of dollars for other weapon systems and U.S. military operations undertaken in the region in response to recent attacks. It also includes a $9 billion for F you with your humanitarian assistance. You could take it.
F you with your humanitarian aid. It also includes $9 billion for here. That's where you stopped? Here, Anna? This is what she says.
It's insane to use this one issue to say you're not going to vote for Biden. But it's not just one issue, okay? It's more than one issue. It's not just support for Israel's brutal war in Gaza that has killed far more civilians than Hamas militants, with really no plan in place. Let's keep it real, okay? It's also about the fact that I, as an American, am tired of being humiliated on the world stage by the fact that our government seems to value a foreign country and the civilians within that foreign country more than our own civilians.
There's the news. There's the news. Good and decent people of YouTube. Anna says don't vote for Biden because she's tired of being humiliated on the world stage. So when Trump gets in there, all will be better. That's the news. That is the analysis of the genius who works at the most progressive station, the biggest progressive station on YouTube. I had rage when I first saw it, but seeing it again, I find myself in a much calmer position because I realize that she's lost it. She has lost it. Trump has said if he is president, he will stop all humanitarian aid to Gaza. But she doesn't want to be embarrassed. Trump has said if he becomes president, he will stop all Muslims, especially from Gaza, coming into the country, refugees or not. But she has lost the will. Trump has said he will give them everything they need to destroy them. Trump's son has asked to put up beachfront properties on the waters before the children's bones have been buried. but you don't want to be embarrassed on the world stage, Anna. You tell me, is this about Gaza or is it about you?
And here's another thing about elections. Somebody always wins eventually. In our upcoming presidential election, somebody is going to win. The winner of that election will be the President of the United States for the next 4 years, beginning on January 2025. Like it or not, unless something truly unexpected takes place between now and then, the winner of that election will either be Joe Biden or it will be Donald Trump. Let's leave aside every other reason to prefer Biden to Trump and focus on Gaza. You're a single issue voter and Gaza is your issue. You're not comfortable voting for Biden because of everything I've been talking about. I understand. But can you make me understand how it would be better for the people of Gaza if Donald Trump were president? What reason is there to believe that Trump would be any harder on the Netanyahu government than Biden has been?
Bruce?
It seems far more likely that Trump would be even worse for the Palestinians.
But
the day before I wrote the script for this video, Thursday, May 9, Trump denounced Biden for saying he'd cut off the flow of weapons to Israel if the invasion of Rafah went ahead. He accused Biden of siding with the terrorists. He said it was disgraceful. Previously, Trump has also said he would discontinue U.S. humanitarian aid to the Palestinians and encourage other countries to do the same. And he has pledged to reinstate the Muslim ban he implemented early in his presidency and expand it to bar Gazan refugees, deport immigrants suspected of being sympathetic to Hamas, and ban people who aren't supportive of Israel from entering the U.S.
Wow.
And sure, you might say, well, I'm not going to vote for Trump either. Okay, but that brings us back to somebody always wins the election. The next president is going to be Biden or it's going to be Trump. As bad as Biden has been for the Palestinians, there's no reason to believe Trump will be any better. To the contrary, Trump has given every indication that he will be far, far worse. So if you care about the Palestinian people, particularly those in Gaza, it seems to me you should want to do your part to make their situation better, or at least keep it from getting worse. Part of that effort has to be stopping Donald Trump from becoming president again. How do we stop Donald Trump from becoming president again? We elect Joe Biden. That doesn't mean voting for Biden is the only thing you can do or the only thing you should do. It's not. Protest, advocate, push.
That's what you say.
Biden's recent declaration to halt arms shipments to Israel proves nothing else. It proves that he can be moved. It might take a lot longer than it should. It might require a lot more effort than it should, but he is able and willing to change his mind. So keep up the pressure, speak out, make your voice heard. Let everyone know, especially the politicians who are asking for your vote in November, that you care about the people of Gaza and you demand that the United States government use its power and influence to help the people of Gaza, not to supply and run interference for the army trying to wipe them out. Then, when election time comes around this fall, vote for Joe Biden. Not because he deserves it, not because the people of Gaza don't deserve better, because he's the best of the viable options. And because contributing to the best result for the people of Gaza is something we should all be willing to do, even if we have to hold our nose, or swallow our pride, or set aside our anger. If you're not willing to do that, ask yourself this: is your refusal to vote for Biden about Gaza? Or is it about you?